Okay, today's book is Goethe. I've heard it all of these different ways. Please, if you know how to say it, please give me the phonetic spelling in the comments. But this is a tremendous book. It was not what I was expecting. What I was expecting was something along the likes of Thus Spoke Zarathustra, something along that. I've seen both Jung and both Nietzsche cite this work time after time after time. So I was like, if it inspired some people that inspired me, why not pick it up myself? And I was really surprised because I thought it was going to be like a deep psychological work on somebody who sold their soul to the devil, whereas it was more of a tragic play. But I think because it was poetic, you can read much more into it, and that's the thing about poetry. When it's done well, it's really something that is just stands the test of time, because when you could evoke emotion through filling in the gaps with the imagination, that's where the greatest insights are gained from. And that's truly why this work lasts so long, because everyone can relate to these themes. Everyone can understand the idea of, wanting someone, but what you want from them is not the best for them. Like when you're in love with someone, but your presence brings them down, your evilness, your wickedness brings them down. And to give a brief synopsis of Faust, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to give it away. None of the details I'm going to give you are going to make it any less enjoyable. But basically, the fable of Faust is something that has existed for nobody really knows how long. The idea of Faust is a doctor who sold his soul to the devil. This is just Goethe, I don't know how to say it, but this interpretation of Faust is one where he is a doctor, where he has recognition, but he does not have fame, he doesn't have money, he's not really respected the way he should be, even though he's a genius, even though, his skills are beyond everyone else around him, he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. And he basically is like about to give up, and he's like, you know what? Let me just take this dog home. The dog turns into Mephistopheles, the devil, and a series of events occur until eventually he runs into a woman. The woman is beautiful. He falls in love with her instantly, and he's like, I have to have her. He asks the devil to make her his, and it eventually leads to this woman's downfall. And in the end of this story, Faust is redeemed, and I think this is a good change from most of the Faustian works. The most of the interpretations have Faust's soul being damned. There's some rumors that there was an actual Faust, and basically his when he died, his body kept turning around in its grave because he could never rest because he sold his soul. But in this story, he's redeemed, and I think it's a better message, because the ultimate message of this book is that no matter what you've done, no matter how wicked you are, if you want to change, if you want to become better, you can. And I think that's really the message in Christianity, that like whatever sins you've done, you can purify them and make them whole. And that's really what you get from Faust. That's really what you get from this message, because I think we're so wrapped up in the idea of selling your soul to the devil that it's like this contract that you write, that it's this thing that once you do, you can never come back from. But I think we all sell our souls in a certain degree, and it's not in the pure literal sense. It's in the sense of like we become lesser versions of ourselves to please others. We become lesser versions of ourselves because we chase money, because we chase fame, because we chase these things that are external instead of finding the internal happiness that we really desire. Like if Faust really wanted to live a good life, he didn't have to sell his soul to the devil for material wealth. All he had to do was find the woman that he loves and marry her and live a happy life with her. Like that's ultimately what he wants. That's ultimately the only thing that means anything to him, because all the material things he gets, they don't do anything for him. It's the long-lasting fulfillment that we get through interpersonal relationships that mean everything. And it's weird how we put all of material stuff to the forefront. It's weird how we sacrifice most of our lives just for society to view you as well, or for you to get a little bit more of a paycheck, for you to get a nicer car, for you to get a nicer house. This is what all of our time and energy go to, and this is the true Faustian dilemma. This is the true selling your soul to the devil. Are you making decisions that take you away from yourself, that take you away from your family, that take you away from the righteous decisions that you can make day after day after day to be a good person, to give back? And I think these are the questions that we should really ask ourselves. And I was really happily surprised with how good this book is, and it's not just a good narrative, it's also very poetic at points. Goethe, however you say it, I don't know how to say it. Please help me in the comments. But Goethe, however you say it, he mixes up between rhyming and not rhyming, having form and not having form, and I really appreciate that because the thing I don't necessarily like about poetry is the long poems that have a set structure, a set thing, and it kind of stops the narrative from being a narrative. Like, at times it should be poetic, at times it should be story, and the interplay of this is what really adds to the depth of the story for me. So go ahead, pick this book up. I'm sure you can get it online for free because this was written in, I want to say, the late 1800s? No. Early 1800s. 1801 and 1832. There's two parts of this. That's when it was finished. But yeah, great book. Love you guys so much. The link to this book will be in the description. Please check this one out. At the very least, Goethe is someone that's interesting to look into because he inspired Jung, he inspired Nietzsche. This is seen as the greatest work of German literature ever written. If you go to certain sects of Twitter, they'll say something else, but those people are just, I hope you guys made it that far just for that joke. But yeah, peace out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much. If you want to get my own writings, go ahead, join my school. See you in the next one.